knowing him is probably worse than he's saying.
Exactly what we were saying.
Yeah, he downplays everything.
You guys are live now, so.
All right. Thanks, man. Sound like the bull riding went real good this weekend. What? I had grandson riding bulls. Oh. He was over to. On the other side of 30, I say 35. I can't remember. Dallas City. Said he got beat up from kids. I said, well, that goes with the territory, man. You want to do that, you're going to take the licking. Yeah, that kind of goes with it. Yeah. All right, it's 9 o'clock. Let's stand to the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, the first thing we have is the approval of the agenda. Is there any additions or corrections to the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been-
You guys said that at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Who wants it?
Dean was first, I think.
I mean, the second.
Second.
Oh, I didn't hear the other part.
It was like stereo.
Stereo.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
we got that squared.
yeah.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried. Next is approval of the minutes.
Let the minutes read well. We'll make a motion that we approve.
Okay, it's been moved.
I'll second.
It's been seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried. Okay, Zach, good morning.
Morning. Two things today. First one is a utility permit for Western Iowa Power. This is just a road crossing on Concord Avenue, Ewald, section 32 and 33. It's right south of Manning. Just
Right south of Good Road.
Yep. Basically just taking out the overhead power and putting it underground. They're doing some work on the acreage there and gonna get underground power, so don't see any issues with that.
Okay, you've heard the utility permit.
There's
I'll
no
make a
question.
Yeah, what's that? I'll make a motion to approve the utility permit.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried.
Just at the bottom there, it's kind of cut off the way you said that.
Oh, there it is now.
Next item is, we did have our bid letting for our E46 asphalt resurfacing project. This is again the 3 miles from Halbert to M68. We received 4 bids, all pretty competitive. A couple of them very, very competitive. But the low bidder was OMG Midwest, doing business at Sussford Construction. Pretty good numbers. And again, all 4 of these contractors are in the area sometime this summer, and that's why we're getting some of the numbers that we're getting on this. But I don't know when this would take place from Sussford, but sometime this summer. But they do good work, reputable contractor. See no reason why they couldn't do a good job for us. Not sure the last time they've done work for us here in Carroll. That might have been, I'm sure they did years ago, but not in the recent future. But I believe their plant will be sitting up in Wall Lake. They have some work they're doing that they got from Crawford County, quite a bit of asphalt work, so. But their low bid was $556,796.73.
Roughly about 190,000 miles.
Pretty good numbers.
And they're steered by a half inch off.
An inch, take an inch off and put 3 back. But no shoulders on this one, will be granular shoulders.
That's how $5,000 difference. Pretty amazing.
Yeah. Any questions or discussion in regard to the bids from OMG? Or any of the others? Yeah, they were actually all close except for the last one.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess if you're so inclined, I'd recommend an award to Sesser Construction, and we'll get the contract process started.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid for OMG.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
For $556,000,
$56,000.
$796.73.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried. Okay,
Thank you. Next thing on the list, I have plans for the replacement of A22. It's currently a bridge we're looking to replace with a 10 by 16 box culvert. This is on Sycamore Avenue, southwest of Lanesboro, I guess, probably the best way to describe it. This is a 2-mile stretch of road. There's 3 bridges on this road. The south one has been replaced, and so this is the middle one of the 3. We did purchase some right of way for this one, about 20 foot on each side of the box to get this to fit in there. But other than that, we should be ready to go.
Kind of looks like some excavating work's gonna be done too, correct?
There'll be a
Straighten it out
There'd be a
bit.
little bit of channel clean out on the downstream end to kind of get it aligned. And then we'll also be bringing some fill in, obviously to fill in where the bridge was with putting a box culvert in, so.
so that water flows
To the
west or east?
west.
This is something your crew's doing, right?
No, this would be, we go out for 11, yep.
So you're asking for approval just for the plan.
Yep, the plans, and the notice of letting is in here as well, but there's basically 2 separate boxes, kind of in the same area, but they're definitely different sizes, so 2 plan sets, 2 separate projects, so this is the first one. But, again, this would be using, local money, this summer with our new budget year.
Well, for our crew to do it, we'd have to have better training than what we've got.
Much better, right?
Or either way, we'd have to just contract with a training outfit. I'm not saying our crew couldn't do it because probably the biggest thing that is to get a good base to start with, and after that, it's kind of, I hate to say a tinker putting them together, but slide them together.
There's a few contractors that really do well with this, and they get pretty competitive, so usually we can get some pretty good numbers on these boxes, so.
Scott, if you've never been around one, he's always suggest you go up and watch one of these put together.
We had plans last Monday and called it off.
Right, to go look at one I was in, but when we do it too, I'll let you know, we can go visit it, because it's as long as everything fits okay, they really slide together pretty good, like Gene said.
There's a lot of flexibility with these projects, and one thing about it is you don't tie up a road very well. They can tear out a bridge and replace it probably within 5 days. One of the other things that's nice about these is if you would ever close that road, you could pick these back up. They're designs that you can re-pick them up and reset them somewhere else. Any questions on the plans for A22? Is there a motion to approve the plan?
Also move that.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion carried. Okay, next we have review and approve, notice to bidders.
Yes, please.
We need to, do the plans for the A11, is it?
Yep, I got the
yeah.
plans for 11 first. We can do either one, but
Let's do plans for A11.
okay. So this is straight south of Lanesboro. This is a very small bridge. It's like an 18-foot bridge. It's a very small bridge. We'd be looking to put in a 10x5 box culvert in this. We do not need any additional right of way for this one. This is on Velvet Avenue. I guess really north of Dixon Timber is really where it's at, probably the easiest way to describe it. Again, this should be a really simple one to put in, a smaller box culvert. Not a lot of traffic in that area, but also a very needed road for access for some folks as well, so. Short box, really not a whole lot of anything special about this one. It's pretty standard cookie cutter situation, so. Again, local funds for this one as well with our new fiscal year that we're looking at, so.
So the other one was an LA22 and this one's an LFM. What does that mean?
So this one is actually on a farm to market route.
Okay.
So that's why it was a different designation. The other one's a local road rather than a farm to market route.
So you were using local funds on a farm to market road?
Correct.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yep. We could use farm to market funds if we had farm to market dollars available. But we can use farm to market dollars in lots of other places for paving and other things as well. So it works out better to use local funds for in a situation like this. But we definitely could.
Any questions on these plans for L11, LFM 11? If not, is there a motion to approve the plans?
So moved.
It's been moved.
I'll second.
Seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carries. Okay, next is review and approve the notice to bidders for L22, A22.
So this is same thing as what we saw for the asphalt project we just approved bids for here. You've seen this probably 3 weeks or a month ago. Standard form notice that we use for getting the notice out to contractors. We'll be putting this in the paper. Looking at a bid letting on May 13th. It's a Thursday at 10 a.m. Again, at our office. Looking to basically have a late start of October 4th on this, with 15 working days. I don't think it'll take that long. I think it'll be less than that. But the start date is really going to be the thing that could differ depending on when the boxes get made. I know there's a lot of box culverts being let right now, so that'd be the process of how soon it could start. But hopefully sometime, middle summer we'll be able to get after this.
Okay, is there a motion to approve notice to bidders for LA22?
I'll make that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, next we have the notice to bidders for A11.
Again, very similar to A22, really no difference there. On having the bid letting for this one at the same time, we'll open bids concurrently with these two projects. Still have 15 working days again. I think this one will be even shorter yet with the size of culvert that it is. There's less fill for them to place. But still May 13th, Thursday, May 13th, bid letting at 10 a.m. at our office. 15 working days, late start of October 4th. So.
Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve LFM A11 notice to bidders?
Also move.
It's been moved,
Second.
seconded. It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried. Okay. Okay, review plans and resolution 2021-00-011, abandonment of excess right of way.
So I think I've briefly talked with you about this before. This is on Jade Avenue, just south of Highway 30, west of town here. When Highway 30 got repaved back in the late 90s, I guess it was, they did buy additional right of way when they redid the road through there. The state bought that right of way in our name, basically gave it to the county because of the I guess I'll call it the large grade, the hill that was there and when that was done. Since all that material has been removed from that site and the need for that extra right of way really has diminished. We are keeping an additional 17 feet to have a 50-foot right of way along the east side of Jade Avenue. But there's about just less than an acre there that really has no purpose for us for roadway use. So it was requested, and I guess I see no reason why we couldn't abandon that right of way and let it go back on the tax rolls.
Now, this is property that was deeded to us from the state, right?
That's correct.
And John, our county attorney, looked this all over.
He has looked it all over, yep, and it was given to us by easement, so it wasn't the fee title, we didn't outright buy the property, it was an easement that was given to us. So we're just abandoning that part of the easement.
That traffic count on that road is not increased much over the last few years, I assume.
I don't believe so, I can't tell you specifically what it is, but I really think it's hard to believe it would have.
There would not be any need to have extra right away for a turn lane or anything that we would never have to go back and get.
I really don't think so. You know, if the next step, we're probably looking at, you know, it's really been graded when they did Highway 30, so if you do that section there would be ready to pave if you're gonna pave it, and a 50-foot right-of-way would be, that's probably more than some of our paved road right-of-ways have right now. So I really don't see any, if that ever happened, I don't see any need with the.
And that is, it is on the west side of the section of the waste agency, is that also correct?
Yes.
That's on the west
Yes.
side, okay.
So this, the only thing, the turn lane on this would be only if you come from the south.
Want to double check to make sure.
Yep.
I don't see much development out.
Yeah, that's been graded.
Yep,
So-
they really laid it down and cut it
looks
out.
nice
And they
and
did it.
flat.
And
Well,
the,
I mean, you can see that that hill is pretty much taken out of there.
yeah, there's, from what I understand, there's been about 27 foot of cut that was taken out of there over the years. So it's quite a bit, but where the 50-foot right of way lies now would be pretty close to where the back slope, top of back slope, a couple feet behind the top of back slope is right now. So we're laying like a normal roadway would, basically, with this 50-foot right of way that we'd be keeping.
We need a motion on that.
Yes, please.
I would make a motion that we approve the resolution 2021 011.
I will second that. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, roll call.
Miners,
Yes.
Ruggles,
Yes.
Houseman. Yes. Johnson.
Yes.
Shetler.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, next is to discuss request from the city of Glidden in regard to West Second Street, or otherwise known as 205th Street, west of Glidden in the county portion.
So the city of Glidden contacted me about wanting to pave the area of West Second Street, going west side of town to the ball fields. Initially wanted to know if we wanted to be involved with paying for part of that. We had just talked about this kind of in our discussion program and budget about not really looking to pave any new roads right now because we have plenty of ones to fix, and we kind of use that same language when I talked with them. Very quickly it turned to, well, what if we pay for it all? Do we flip the bill for putting that asphalt in? I said, well, I think that would be something definitely worth considering, and I'd have to talk with the board about. They had their ideas of what they want to do for a top width and thickness of asphalt. I looked up in the ordinance number 40 that was passed back in, I believe, 2016. We kind of established what our minimums were from a thickness and width standpoint for a paved route. 22 foot wide and then 8 inches thick, either PC or HMA. So I turned that information over to the city as well, so they knew we were going to be asking them in that situation. Didn't think that would be a problem. So this is approximately 750 feet, roughly give or take, from the existing city limits to the driveway where you go into the parking lot for the ball fields is what they're looking at. I guess just wanted to open up for discussion and get everyone's thoughts on this. Obviously, it's a county road. I don't believe there's any interest, at least not right now, in annexing that into the city. But they do have a long-term lease with the ball fields, so they're going to be there for quite some time, and they're looking to even do some work out there to kind of improve some things as well, I believe. So that'll turn it over to discussion and get some feedback.
So will the county do the engineering on that?
Yeah, there really won't be a whole lot. Really what we would do is we try to get a 2% cross slope on that road prior to paving. We wouldn't cut out any of the base. We talked about that with the city as well, that we want to keep that base intact, and then we'd be putting the pavement on top of that. So really what we'd be working out is getting both the east and west ends notched into the existing pavement, and then say notched into the existing gravel road. So
Will you approve the contract with whoever they hire before they do it? Is that part of it?
So they've already had a bid letting for some outer asphalt work in town, and they'd be looking to get a quote on this work and add to that existing contract. I don't know if it's been approved yet or not, but I think Blacktop Service Company in Humboldt is who the low bidder was on that. So that's who they were going to be getting a quote from to do this work, which they've done work for us in the past, especially their niche probably is some of this smaller work and patching here and there rather than full-blown paving, but they'd be fully competent and be able to do this work by all means.
Do you have to approve the contract?
I
It's
don't-
on a county road.
Well, I don't know. That's something I haven't talked to John about this yet. That's one person I haven't talked to. I don't know if there needs to be some sort of agreement for them to pave our road, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then the other part of it is the future maintenance. The city has communicated that they'd be willing to plow snow on it, but from the future standpoint of next time it needs to be serviced, whether it's 20 years or 25 years, whatever it might be, whose responsibility that would be, whether that's ours or the city's. Obviously, at this point, it would be ours, because it's still our road unless something is written differently.
Yeah, I guess the big thing is you want to maintain some kind of control, you know, and that's why I asked about the engineering, that you're gonna do that,
Yep,
as opposed to,
we will work with them on
Well, I think we need to follow through and make sure the specifications in that. And I think whether we follow through and just approving the contract or not, I mean, I think that might be not a bad idea. I do think you're right in talking to John on this and let him decide. He knows probably the best situation for us on that. And as far as the maintenance in the future, I would assume that we would have to pick that up. I think being their pavement for it, that would be ideal. So,
And it is, I mean, 750 feet is 750 feet. That's not a great, huge addition to our system, but I think
so how,
very, very good faith effort by them wanting to put the money to put it in the first place.
so you said they're gonna bid this with another contract then?
My guess is they would add it on to the existing contract they'd have. They get a quote from them to do this work as well. With the amount of money that this is, I think that's full within the rules to be able to add that into their existing contract that they have, or existing project that they're going to do.
So are you just kind of looking for a general consensus today until you get approval or some direction from John?
Yeah, I guess I wanted to make sure that everyone was in favor of this, and then I will get I'll try to talk with John here this week and get if we need to have an agreement written up or how we want to handle it. But I guess what the city of Glenn is looking for is they want they're basically our blessing to move forward with this as soon as they can. So because I believe the work could start as early as middle to late May. So they're wanting to keep things moving and if they can proceed with this. So.
Well, and I guess that's where I'm coming from, is I don't think we need to give the final approval of this today until John gives us some direction.
Yep, I would agree with you on that. We should hopefully get with John and be back here next week to give a final approval.
So how does everybody feel about this? I guess that's kind of.
I'm okay with it. I mean, I think it's great if you live in Glen and not having dust.
yeah, if they want to pave our roads, they want to do some more.
They can keep going west and go north, north back to 30.
Yeah, they can pass,
Appreciate that.
Eat all you want.
Go past.
That's corn processors.
Well, there you kind of got your answer.
Sounds good. I will follow up with John and,
Yeah, I think as soon as you get that, then we'll give the final approval then.
sounds great. That's all I had today.
So,
Any
any
questions?
questions for him? Okay. All right.
That one thing, that if there have been some talk about another stimulus package, do you have projects that are possible? And have you given any thought to, and last week you talked about the need for some of them is a lot much higher than, but also we've also seen that the one bridge has been kicked back and kicked back and kicked back. Have you given any thought to that process? If that money would come in, would you still look at prioritizing, or would you go in at the bottom and start grabbing hold of some of those that most likely would be pushed back for a long period of time?
I guess my preference would be to try to take the ones that are prioritized, especially from a paving standpoint. Those are projects that are easy to move forward. They're quicker to design and quicker to move forward. The process to go through for a bridge replacement is a little bit slower. There's just a little few more hoops to jump through and steps to jump through. And generally, you're talking about smaller dollar amounts as well. So if there became money available, I think going after some of the paving, the roads that we have that are starting to deteriorate faster, go after those, and then everything else can move up a little bit faster than what we would have otherwise. That would be my preference, I guess. I'm obviously open to,
Yeah, and I thought
Discussion
about
on
it
that.
both ways. The only thing I seen that might have been a deflection is if you start at the top, then when it comes time to renew those in the future, you're gonna have a bunch come all due at once, which could put a burden on future boards. But that's not always true, but the potential's there.
the potential is there. It's so hard to know how long a road's gonna last. I mean, with the different traffic volumes and, some roads, it seems like by the time we get, let's say 18 years of life out of a asphalt resurfacing, it's showing its age, it's showing its wear. But then there's other ones where we can get 25, 27, almost 30 years out of it as well. So it's hard to gauge what that's gonna be. I think part of it is the mix that was used at that point in time. Like these paved shoulders that we're doing, that might be another added thing in there, that how well do those hold up and perform with the traffic loads that we're gonna have, whether it's ag related or truck traffic or whatever it might be. So there's so many variables that it's kind of hard to predict that.
But just the
It
thought
definitely-
process to start thinking about that. And there's no that it's gonna happen. It's just,
Right.
if it's out there, I want us to be quick enough on our feet that we can take advantage of some of that.
And I've tried to have some conversations regarding that as far as, how ready does it need to be, or does it need to be in your program? And
Yeah.
I haven't heard any really good answers on that one way or another. I think it's just be able to move quickly if that situation arises, which an asphalt overlay that's about as quick as you can get. I mean, that's from the standpoint of what you need to do, so.
Zach and I had that similar conversation too, and about shovel-ready projects, and one thing that you said was a lot of it comes down to traffic count. No matter what, if the traffic count's not there, it's probably still not going to get pushed up on the list.
I mean, eventually, if it's a paved road that's falling apart, it's gonna have to get replaced or
Yeah.
resurfaced. But it seems like they really last a long time if you don't have the truck traffic or heavy traffic count, I should say.
Thank you.
Thanks, Zach.
Mr. Fingers, Sheriff Fingers. You ready?
Get out there and swing that snow.
Morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, everybody.
You're here for the food service thing?
Food service, yes. I sent that original contract to the county attorney. He wasn't in favor of entering into a 5-year agreement. I sent it back to the food service company, and they promptly changed it to a 1-year contract that's renewable. So, and he was in favor of that.
Now, that would give us a chance to get a good feel for what they do, and they would get a good chance to see what their requirements are here too.
Yeah, and I get it. John and I have talked about that before. I should have caught that myself, but he doesn't like entering into long contracts where, if I retire 4 years down the road, somebody else is stuck with it. That it's their headache, and they might not like that arrangement. So I fully understand the year. So and I'm happy with that.
Just an extra hoop to jump through every year, but it's not that big.
Shouldn't be.
So this starts July 1st. Sure.
Whenever the jails, that was a tentative opening
Okay,
day.
so I'm like, what
No,
if it opens like end of June? Do you have to wait or?
no. They just want to go ahead so they can get somebody hired, and they know our open date is up in the air.
Okay.
I had the same question she did after I read this week, and I thought, well, where are they gonna pair them in your job here?
No.
So,
Yeah, and I agree with the 1-year contract, but it'd be pretty hard to hire somebody
I
Based
know,
on-
based
Well,
on this
yeah.
might only last a year, I mean, yeah. But That's
That's their
consequential, I
gone
guess.
through.
It's incentive for their performance to.
Well, they've been in business for, what was it, 45 years. I mean, they know if they perform, we're gonna stick with them.
The only thing on this, service agreement, there's not a price in it, is
The pricing was with the other,
it? So that's.
there was the contract, and then there was another attachment to that.
Addendum then?
And you guys, who's got my book, by the way?
I do.
Okay,
So that same addendum, well,
yes,
okay.
Kind
yeah, whatever. I just wanted to make sure it was still floating around.
Maybe at my office.
And I do have that on an email form I'll send to everybody, but it's the same.
I'll get it to you
The
today.
price breaks.
No
are
hurry.
On the number
Don't
of
make a
prisoners.
special trip.
Price breaks are on the number of prisoners.
Yes,
Yeah, can you send that to us?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think I've seen it on
I
there.
had it written down
That's
from
where
last week, but.
they had the menu and everything in it,
mm-hmm.
because on 4th of July, they get barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah. Well, I personally think this is a good thing. One less headache you gotta worry about, and one less bunch of staff members you have to
A
hire.
lot less liability as far as food poisoning, and if they burn themselves or whatever, they're responsible for their own, or cut themselves.
Correct. Long story short, they're using our equipment, and all we're doing is serving the meals, delivering them. That's it. They take care of everything else.
So, but to bring that back, we serve the meals, so we collect the plates and then they clean them.
Right.
I mean, they have.
They won't go into the actual jail. They'll be in the kitchen only.
Yeah, that was my.
Put the meals on the carts and the trays, and the jail staff delivers them through the doors, picks them up when they're done, and takes them back to the kitchen, and they do the dishes.
The jail staff is room service, basically,
Pretty much.
cell service.
But, just one question, do they have to pass a
Background check.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's done through our office.
Okay, very good.
That's a good point, then you have.
Yeah, that's listed in the contract.
I thought it read it into that, I couldn't remember for sure.
Okay,
Just kind of curious, do you guys do background checks on these individuals when they come in as far as?
We have contractors that come into the jail.
No, I'm talking about, say if you get a prisoner that comes in, to make sure that there's no conflict of interest between that prisoner and the staff. Like say a jailer. You
Like
understand what I'm-
they had a nephew come in or something
Yeah.
like that, or.
Yep, a relative or something like that. You do anything like that?
Everybody that's arrested gets a criminal history run on them.
Okay.
I mean, if I get arrested tonight, they're gonna run a criminal history on me. Criminal histories don't say much, it just says what you're charged with, what the disposition of that crime was. So,
I mean,
You kind of.
we've had,
I get what you're saying, Dan.
But I don't know
Yeah.
that, I don't know how you find that out. Like, if they're related to somebody that works in the jail, how would you ever know that?
that's up to the jail staff to tell us that.
Yeah,
We have had issues in the past, many moons ago, where we had a part-time jailer who had family members in jail. So that didn't work out very good.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want
And
to have them be able to slip a knife in the, you know, yeah, in the lasagna, right?
A lot of people are related to each other in smaller counties too, so you gotta watch out for that.
Yeah, luckily that hasn't been an issue, other than that one time.
so how was that handled? Did they just not work then for a while since they were part-time, or
There were some other issues leading up to that, which we got rid of.
part of ways?
Yep.
Yeah. I would think that most of
what,
the
what a
people
little
would
more depth.
Yeah,
just be willing to be honest and say, that's my brother-in-law. Can you not put me in his section or something like that, or? Mhm.
Any other questions? We ready to move forward on this?
Yeah.
Is there a motion to approve the food service agreement?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And what was the name of that?
Consolidated Correctional Food Service.
So is that motion authorizing the sheriff to sign the agreement?
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Are you going to sign your copy and send it to them, or do you want to sign?
Yeah,
this
I'll
copy?
sign it, I'll scan it and send it to them, and then I'll get a copy since it's went to the board.
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
We'll send it to our file. Okay.
Okay.
anything else?
Ken.
No, any other questions for me?
Jail's coming along great.
It
For
is,
sure that Thursday.
it is, moving right along.
Are they painting today?
They wanted some colors questions from me this weekend, so I don't know if they're actually painting today or not.
They told us Thursday.
said they'd be on site on Monday.
I think they're gonna start more in the,
Lower level?
lower level and then in the, plumber's blocks and stuff.
So evidently you, the radio station.
Yeah, she came over and quite
Quite
a while ago.
pictures on the website. Okay.
All
Any
right.
other questions for Ken? Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody.
You too.
Watch the snow.
No, we're not gonna watch the snow.
See you later. Get that
Okay.
copy.
Next we have is the blacks. Yeah, I think there's only actually one. Oh, it's too far.
Yeah, they're just plotting off an acreage there.
Yeah,
I don't see any problems with that plat. I'll make a motion to approve the plat.
second. It's been moved and seconded, approve the plat. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried. Okay, next we have a review and approve request for proposals for courthouse spatial needs and facility review. I don't know, both is all with Courtney and I brought up to Courtney, I thought that, remember back, some time ago, Chris Whitaker did some other request for proposals, so we reached out to him and he gave us these, proposals. So, does anybody have any questions on it?
Chris gave you the companies to go to.
He put them there and we can add any more that we want on there.
It's just, it looks to me like you pulled out the ones we've done business guys in the past. And anybody else you might have crossed paths with.
I was wondering where some of those names came from.
Anybody have any questions on that?
No, I think the RFP is sufficient to hopefully give
It's probably gonna
any architectural
bring a
firm
lot of questions with,
Yeah.
who's gonna be the point person on answering all the questions?
They're gonna come
from
with
the,
lots of questions.
gee, I was gonna say, with all those companies, you're gonna
Questions,
have a lot. of-
Questions should be directed to you.
I saw
and
that,
as board chairperson.
Yeah.
I mean,
Chris
they're
asked
gonna-
me, I just assumed Gene wanted to do it, so I said, yeah. As a
I
chairperson.
got a feeling you'll be getting a lot of tours, unless some of these people are very familiar. with
Well, you know,
courthouse.
like, obviously Shai knows the situation, and I don't, a lot of, like JEO, I don't know if they've had any involvement in that.
Well, and then the only thing with JU, I think there's been some changeover down there in that office, so.
And I'm assuming that if you guys are okay with this, I will just get copies of this request and send it to all these people. We don't want, if Chris does it, they'll probably charge us. but-
Yeah.
And the thing is, part of that is also goes through that, what do you call it, in-house thing. So there's other offices.
Oh, and through the Iowa League,
Yeah, well,
oh, that construction plan
yes,
update. Yeah.
plan house. So they can also, we can have other firms come in.
Okay. I'll
You're
double
mailing
check
them out
with him,
tomorrow
if
then?
I can't remember how to. do that. I remember doing that with the jail, but it's been a while.
Is there,
You mail them out tomorrow, it says.
Oh, probably. Okay. I didn't read that part.
is there a motion to go ahead with the request for proposals as presented?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, then moved, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Then moved and second, any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried. Okay, next we have is a whole bunch of stuff in regard to our housing, CDBG housing program. First thing is we need to approve and sign the draw number 1. And that's for $44,000 some dollars, if I remember right. I think it's just
4738.
4738.
yeah. Is there a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion carried. Next we have is the approval of the affirmative fair housing policy. Any questions on that?
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the affirmative fair housing policy.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Contrary, motion carries.
I do have one question on that. It says Carroll County has designated the following blank as the contact to coordinate efforts to comply. So we probably need to put somebody's name in there.
Seems like James has done the common.
No, it just has to do with this particular group.
This
that
this
we're-
one grant.
But
Yeah.
isn't that being administered through Region 12?
Yes, between administrators, Jerome.
Shouldn't that be them then?
So Carroll County has designated the following Region 12. Doesn't really say. I could certainly ask her.
So should we put her in, who should we put as an alternate if that doesn't work?
I'd say we'll plan on using Region 12 as the contact. And if they say, no, it needs to be the board, then we'll just have the chairman be the contact.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yep.
You know,
I think
I,
it should be vice chair.
I just wonder if there should be a general, we probably should have a general comment about what this is all about for the minutes.
Oh,
And
for the
you
minute.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well, the resolutions will all be in the minutes
Yeah.
that we're doing.
this is back, so I'll just do that at this point, Dean, you bring it up. And you correct me if I'm wrong, Courtney, but this is in regard to our housing program that we've had that was for the county, that, and we just renewed additional houses for this. It has been successful, I think we completed 5 houses, am I right, Courtney?
I think it was 8.
I'm not sure how many.
And most
This
of-
particular one is for 1, 2, 3. This one is for 4.
Yeah, I would say this is the one that we did for the whole county, I think.
Right.
But it's all been spent, so far it's been spent.
All of it in the city limits.
But now with extending it, now we have to do all this paperwork.
Because it was just their best guess, it was only gonna be 5 people or whatever.
Yeah, it was so many, up to so many dollars, and then they wound up, they had dollars left over, so we expended for more houses. Does that answer?
Yeah, I think so. I think, just the, what do we, if somebody were to ask, what
Yeah,
are they talking about?
Yeah.
We didn't do it by city. The cities had the opportunities to do these before. Some cities only had maybe one person applying, but they needed a minimum of 5. So we did it as a county, that way to allow the smaller community to participate. That's one reason why we went that way.
Yeah, and this board fully supported that,
Yeah.
and it's been very successful. And
It's been a
so,
good program.
yeah, it's a good program, so, yep, okay.
All right. Okay, back to the equal opportunity policy. Any questions on that?
If not, I'll make a motion to we approve the equal opportunity policy statement.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next we have is the code of conduct. Any questions on that?
Is this something we renew every year?
Well, I would assume we only will if we're involved in the grant program still.
So these are all just extensions of the same
Yeah.
grant?
Yeah,
This whole thing is,
We already approved these once.
yeah.
so in order for the county to be eligible to receive the funding for this program, because it will come
For
to us,
this one additional,
we're required to have these policies in place.
I'll make a motion for resolution 2021-012, code of conduct.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 2021-012, code of conduct. Any further discussion? If not, roll call.
Miners,
Yes.
Buckles,
Yes.
Houseman. Yes. Johnson.
Yes.
Shetler.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay, next we have is resolution 2021-013, residential anti-displacement and relocation assistance.
Did they spell displacement wrong? Displacement.
Displacement.
Yeah, that is still wrong.
Yeah, I think she sent me that in a Word document, so I can probably make that correction. But
Okay, is there an open, or is there a motion to approve that resolution?
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2021-013.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those are roll call?
Miners,
Yes.
Ruggles.
Yes.
Houseman.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Shetler.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, next we have is resolution 2021-014, and that is for procurement policy. Any questions on this resolution?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution procurement policy, resolution number 2021-014.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 2021-014 procurement policy. Any further discussion? If not, roll call?
Miners,
Yes.
Ruggles.
Yes.
Houseman.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Shetler.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay, next we have resolution 2021-015, use of excessive force. This one is one I think is kind of overdue. I have him into that. You know,
Yeah, I don't know why this is.
is there any questions on it? If not, in order for a motion to approve the resolution, these are all resolutions they have to adopt for that grant, right?
I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve resolution 2021-015, use of excessive force.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further discussion? Roll call?
Myers,
Yes.
Ruggles,
Yes.
Houseman,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Scheckter.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay. Next, we have manure management annual update. We have 566 Woodford Creek Farms LLC, Section 25, Pleasant Valley Township. No changes. 565 Woodford Creek Farms LLC, Section 1, Glidden Township. No changes. 744 Woodford Creek Farms LLC, Section 6, Union Township. No changes. 92 Woodford Creek Farms LLC, Section 26 of Wheatland. No changes. Okay, next we have the committee reports.
I can go first. Last week, I didn't have anything, a few phone calls, but on Thursday is the jail progress meeting. And it is moving along fairly well. And on Friday, I had a conference call for the WIOA leadership of the local workforce development, just informational meeting, nothing exciting there. On Tuesday of this coming week, I have CADC, and that is it for me this week.
Okay, I can go next. Last Thursday, I had the jail progress meeting, which I'm very pleased to say that thing is surely shaping up good. Then on Thursday, I also went to the bank and signed documents for our operating loan for new opportunities. And this week, on Tuesday, I have CADC at noon, and Friday, I have the Yes Center board meeting at Cherokee.
I can go next. Monday night, we were supposed to have the Conservation Board meeting. They could not get a quorum, so they passed for this month. Jason did send out an update on what's going on out there. All the campgrounds were opened on Friday. They got the water all turned on, checking for leaks and getting restrooms and showers. Buildings turned on and ready to go. Charlene Lux will return as the campground host at Swan Lake. And Kevin and Rosa Stickrod will also be campground hosts. As far as the East Shelter House, the staff is putting in partitions as soon as the toilets are set and the tile groutage is done. Everything is done with the construction and electrical, HVAC, and plumbing are still being done, but getting closer to being finished. They're going to try and put the stain on the floors in the assembly area this week. As far as donations are concerned, one individual came forward and said that he would put $20,000 towards the playground if they could raise the other $20,000. And it sounds like they're at $16,530 at the time of this print. In the May meeting, they wanted to discuss a few things regarding the rentals at the East Shelter at the May meeting, especially in regards to larger events / weddings. There's a lot of interest in the facility for weddings, and we already have some booked. Most places have reaching out to a separate rental agreement for weddings, so they would like to discuss something for that separate, away from just your basic reunions and that graduations and that type of thing, allowing for large tents and entertainment venues outside the building. People need to remember they are renting the shelter house, which is a public park. So there has to be something in place there as far as some policies. Both cabins are now completely booked until October. So that is going well. Sounds like everything's going well there.
I have a question Dean, about that. Do they still plan on shutting that at 10?
The shelter house?
Yeah.
I guess I'm not sure what it is.
You know, because if you have a wedding out there, I mean, 10 p.m., it's a little early, but that is kind of the rules. I'd be interested to know that if they do plan on.
Well,
Because they don't really
It's-
shut the park.
it's funny you should say that, because Jester Park closes at 10:30 for their wedding venues. So that's right in the ballpark, I think.
And you're out.
Yeah. So, there was a lot of, I sent everyone the email on the vaccination clinic, about what happens with actually what did happen, is they did not get rid of all the vaccine. They did get 260 people vaccinated by appointment and 100 walk-ins. So that went pretty well. I'm not sure how they got through that. I don't know if you take it out and you put it in your armpit to thaw it out or what, but anyway, it was a lot better. And I don't think, as far as I know, I don't believe they're going to return any or send in to any other county. I think they're just going to keep what they have and use it up. Maybe when they get to the end, closer to the 30-day expiration date, I'm sure they'll try to move it.
So was there another one Saturday then?
Pardon me?
Was there another clinic on Saturday? I heard something on TV about it, but I didn't.
I don't
There
know.
was
I think that
Thursday
was
only.
last Saturday there was one.
Okay, but our max one, or our big one was last Thursday.
Right.
Okay, and that was 260 appointments and then 100 walk-ins.
So at 360 total of the 1,000 were used up. Yep. So this week is I don't have any official meetings. The boost shot for the clinic, that was on no. Trying to think when that was. Yeah, that was April 1st. Yeah, right. Yep. So that'll be on Thursday. So, yep. At the same place at the Westgate Mall. That's it. That's all I've got going on. I'm sure there'll be more.
Last week I had landfill meeting, everything's fine there. And then this week, or I went to the jail meeting also. This week, is there a ISAC Zoom meeting at 1 o'clock on Wednesday for
Oh, yes,
supervisors?
there is.
Okay,
For
so I'm gonna zoom into that one.
certified off. Certified certification thing.
That's all I have.
Okay.
Last week I had Westone, just a little bit of updates from over there. Stepping Stone, which is located in Vale, they're hiring for a director. Currently, Wesco has 11 open positions throughout the whole facility. And then Wesco have their own, they have held 4 vaccination clinics in-house, and currently approximately 50% of the staff has been vaccinated and up to 67 clients have been vaccinated. At Stepping Stones, they're trying to enhance that program, so I was intrigued by this. They're also gonna start putting in training on pain medication, how to manage that, financial hygiene classes, and then teaching tools for ones that decide to go live out on their own. It's more of a get up on your feet kind of home, which they're full. So it was intriguing. That's really, and we did the financials per checks, if you guys want to look at that there. Then I also had the newspaper and radio, and then did the jail update, and then I did have phone calls with Zach, we were discussing the Glidden, that Glidden idea that you brought to the board, and then I did have some more calls about the assessments and with Vanguard. And I did stop out at that new east side shelter house just to take a look and see the progress. This week, all I have is the daycare, and we moved the time from today at 4:30 to noon.
Courtney, anything? Any comments from those in attendance or online?
No comments online.
Okay, what do we got next week, Courtney?
Right now, I just have the GIS quarterly report.
This is also a building. No.
No. No, wait a minute. Yeah, it will be Bill Day.
Okay. All right. If there is nothing else, we're in order for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Been moved and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carries.